Yo, yo. No, I have it muted. My bad, my bad. What's happening? What's happening? Yo, what's happening, everybody? Um, wow, let's just dive right in. Uh, Nice to see you, Uncle Jake. There we go. Hey. Waiting for the God candle. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean this is bullish. All right, I just want to dive into this and just look at the 125 C's coming in. Like this is like ballsy, but look at this. It's a small 11K is like but then when you have a lot of them come in, it's like makes you think a little bit. And all of them are roughly around the same size. So this one was 62K, 22K, 45K, 55K. When you add it all up, it's a lot. But the 25 Cs, that one's definitely interesting for sure. And then someone loaded up on 35s this morning. Total premium of 669K. Could you believe that? That's incredible. Let's take a look at this. Like, what actually is that? Like, that's nuts. And then net premiums. The bulls are in control for sure. And then the dark pool trade, nothing's really happening. Yeah, we don't really see anything. And I look at the options chain. Max pain is at 21. But let's just maybe dive into the charts here. I just want to refresh this one more time. Yeah, the 22s are also 22 and a halves are also seeing something pouring in there too. So it seems like a lot of whales are loading up. But let's dive into the charts. So maybe let's start out on the bigger time frame and then work our way down. So there's a lot of drawings here, but on the weekly time frame, just focusing on the RSI here, the RSI is breaking out of this trend. So this is your trend line, right? Then when the RSI breaks above, that's pretty good. And then hoping that it hits the bull zone. And when you do hit the bull zone, you've only hit it several times. So this was in May. And this was in 2020, 2021. Right? And the last time was in 2013. So for this to trend higher is really, really bullish. And then looking at your MACD, it is starting to shape up like this. All right, let's go take a look at the daily time frame. So for your daily time frame, just again focusing on the RSI and MACD, you've got it trending to the bull zone. So that's what you want to see. And when we do hit that spot, this green line here, that would be like you'll see some fireworks. The MACD already has this bull cross, or yeah, it has bull cross earlier in the week. And then crossing up above the center line, this 0 line right here, from below is bullish. So this is already in itself bullish, and this is your bullish confirmation. And we are trending higher. So now maybe here, let's just remove these drawings. They're in the way. But you've got your, so using the indicators, Metric Pro Plus, right? The times that we did break above. Again, this move was snubbed on earnings, which is, it is what it is. But you've got it breaking out again, okay? The last time you did break out was down here in, what was this? Yeah, May 2nd. And you saw a huge move up to the top side to the tune of 400%, right? So just trying to sustain that move, right, is difficult. So it's brought back down. But looking at just these moves right here, right, obviously this move, this was really bullish, but then we had earnings, right? Otherwise, I would have just seen it continue moving up. So the way you read these indicators is if it's above these indicators, it's really bullish, and if it's below, it's bearish. And you expect a trend in either direction. So since we've broken above here, I would expect GME to trend higher. So coming to our first fib at 24. After breaking 24, what you want to do is you want to hold this as support, right? And then come and test 29. So that's what we're looking at. And if you look closer on the 4 hours, right, the times that you have broken above Metric Pro Plus, you have seen some significant gains. Okay, so going down to May, right, when you did originally break above here, that led to about a 14% move. And then when it broke above again, right, 400%. Then if you waited again, got in after it broke out, 126. Now there are some smaller moves, right? Again, you have to set your stop loss accordingly, but there are some smaller moves that you could have capitalized on. This was 7. This here was 19. This was like 10. This was 10. So that was both of these. If you added together, that was 20. And now you're breaking out again. So right now we're down here. So that's 7% move. And if you caught it a little bit earlier down here, that would have been at least a 13% move. Now GME still up 4% on the day at 23.38. 23.38. Wow, isn't that something? So we got our 4 hours, and then on the 90 minutes, right, we're talking about this on stream. If you take your fib here, you would have seen that we've had some rejections right at the golden pocket, and when we did break above, we saw some nice move to the upside. What you want to do now is turn this resistance here into support. So what I would like GME to see is either you push to 23.70 or you come back down and just try to hold this. So yeah, let's take a look. Refresh these flows. I mean, nothing's coming in so far. I mean, ooh, GME. Yeah, nothing yet. Dark pool. Nope, nothing yet either. But yeah, we're looking at 2370. It looks pretty strong. So if we continue to push here, we'll go there. Let's take a look at a smaller time frame and see where. So it's still bullish, right? Because we haven't broken below metric pro or anything. So the moment you start to see like metric pro go up like this and then price come down and break below, then I'd be a little bearish. But right now it's just going. Keep going, Jimmy. Keep going. So GME IV sitting at 83 right now. So it is ticking up slowly. This thing is a ticking time bomb. All right, so this just came in. Okay. 14K. I mean, it's not big or anything, but .4% now on the day. Wow. This is crazy. 2350. GME at 2350, guys. And a new high of the day. Let's go, guys. 2357. Oh, shit. Something's cooking. Wow. That's crazy. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think the high today would be. That's pretty crazy. Wow. 2362. Wow, what a move. Holy fuck. We're getting excited by 10-cent moves. Wow. And it's pushing. 2370. Here we come. Why are people saying this looks like January 2021? Okay, I this is what I think. And if you go to the daily, okay, let me just turn off these indicators and just so you can see just the chart itself. Okay, if you close your eyeballs, right, and I showed you this chart, you would probably think this is January 2021, but this is not, right? This is what January 2021 actually looks like. So if you take, let me just rectangle this. If you take this right here, like you'd probably think this is January 2021. I mean, this is January 2021, but like if you go back to the chart on the right side here, right, and you look at this, you're like, kind of looks the same. So that's why that's why people are thinking it's that in and of itself was a lifetime event, once in a lifetime event. I'm sure a lot of people they were thinking that back here for sure. You know, when yeah, when everyone saw this move, right? Everyone literally thought it was gonna go to the thousands, right? And then the brokers and everyone, I wouldn't say, you know, loosely rigged it, but you know, sent everything crashing, right? Um, but yeah, the dream is still alive. And there's so many like ways that you could have capitalized on GME, right? Like if you just okay, let's see here. Let's go to the 4 hours. Okay, my indicators are loading. We gotta wait for it to load. What the F? Okay, here it is. All right. So in March of yeah, Tuesday, March 26th, right? Jimmy had earnings, then it fell. Okay. But if you waited for it to break out above Metric Pro, right? That's the one in the yellow, right? You would have caught this move. And this move would have taken you to a tune of 17%, right? Then when it did fall back down again, you wait for an opportunity. And this was another opportunity right here. That led you to a 400% move to the top side, right? Going back down when it did fall below, this is kind of like, it's got to wait a little bit, right? So if you did wait, right, this would have taken you to the top of another 118%. So this and this was 500 and this was 17. So let's just say 520. That'll require a gamma ramp of people exercising on their options. So here's what we're seeing, okay? If you go to the flow alerts, refresh this bad boy. Okay, so people are loading up on 25s, right? I think everyone can agree on that. Someone has definitely loaded up on 25s, expiring. Hang on, that was the wrong one. Where was the one? That's only 18 day to expiry. I'm blind. Right here, 1/17/2025. Okay, so someone's loading up on that. Okay, so let's just go over here, and let's just draw that out. Okay, so you got your 25s. Okay, so let's go look again. Hang on, let me just sort this. Okay, and then earlier today, in the morning, someone loaded up on 35Cs. So this total premium was almost 700,000, which was pretty cracked. So you see this and you're like, oh shit, 35 C's. Okay, let's just write let's write that down. All right, let's go here. 35 C's. Okay, wait, let me just redraw this. Okay, so that's your 25, then there's your 35. Right, so if you plot it, got this, okay. And let's just keep looking. So you got those, and then you're like, wait a minute, 125s, right? This is obviously, you know, it's very out of the money, right? But if you look at the blocks here, that's 10, 11, 11, 12, and you just keep adding all of these up. They add up, right? So if you look at it, this is, so this one was, okay, so this candle, right? And you add all these, right? All these big green ones, you add them all up, right? They add up to something big. So 125, so let's just write it down. I mean, that's all the way at the top here, 125. Okay, so now you look at this thing and you're like, what's missing? So you're missing some 40s and you're missing some 50s, right? And etc., right? So what happens now is if you, for this chart to really go, you know, to the top side, what you really want to see is once we reach the 25s, right? And someone does exercise it in the money, right? Then you can cross this out, right? And then the next one will be 35s, right? And then so on, right? And then the price will go up. So it's eerily similar to what we saw back down here in early April, May, right? We all knew, okay, at the time we didn't know one knew, but you know, when they started looking at it, they figured out it was, you know, Roaring Kitty, DFE, right? But going back to this chart, right? You saw your 10s, 11s, 12s, right? And then 16s and 20s, right? So someone is loading up the 10s, then 11s, 12s, 16s, and 20s, right? And then once we were able to get in the money in some of these, right? GME accelerated really quickly to the top side. So we're in that same position right now, right? Where, again, it's not fully confirmed, but you can draw it out and you can see, okay, people are loading up on 25s, right? Then you look at this and you're like, okay, people are loading up on 35s, right? And there's some interest in 125s. It's not a lot, but there's some interest. So you draw that up there, right? But what you want to see now is, so 35, this load up this morning was definitely interesting. But now what you want to see for this ramp to really build up is you want to see someone pour into some 40s. So once I start to see someone pouring into the 40s, that's when I'd be like, okay, someone is building a ramp to the top side. But if you play around, at the end of the day, if you play around with Metric Pro here and Metric Pro Plus, like you can capture some gains, right? That's 21%. And this tune down to minus 26, right? And then these two tops were 10 and 10. So that was 20% right here. Yeah, like I don't know for sure, right? Like let's say if GME does, you know, go to the moon, right? And then someone just started selling these calls. Well, that would affect the price greatly, right? And that wouldn't be really good. So it's just right now we're just gonna see like where these things lead to, right? Like if I start seeing some 40s pour in, right, and some 50s pour in as price is going up, right? Then I'd be like, that paints the picture now where you're like, okay, someone's building something. But in terms of like a time frame, I don't know. Just we'll see. Only up, as Roaring Kitty would say. But January, yeah, you can definitely say January 17th, 2025. That can be a very big date for sure, right? Because at least a couple million in premium have been poured into this thing. But this could be, a lot of people are speculating this could be like a repeat of 2021, just like you were saying earlier. So if you look at a daily time frame, right, and you look at this move, well, why don't we just turn this off? And I don't know. Maybe we could start. Let's get our. We could see something like this maybe. Like, I don't know. You can play around with it, but it's like you're like, nah, this is just too much. That's too much tinfoil for me. Do I think this is RK? Yeah, I think this is RK. And I'll tell you why it's RK. So if you watch the previous video, I do actually go into detail. But let's just go to my profile here. And oh my god, why isn't it loading? So this meme right here. So whale watch for GME May 2024. You see the premium skyrocket, right? And this is a whale watch. So basically this watch is for like anyone who's making a big move in GME. So you got a skyrocket in the 20s and whatever that was. And you were seeing that today. So I'll load this up in a bit, but this is crazy. Like, so if you go to the Discord, let's see here. So this is what we're seeing. No regular retail investor can do this. Like, this was 2 point something million in premium, and same with the 20s. You went up like all, if you add these two together, this is like 4 mil. But yeah, but yeah, you can play around with fractals and believe something, but I'm gonna look at what my indicators are saying, and my indicators are saying that it's going up. Well, at least it's trending up. Because the way, if you break the yellow, if you break above the yellow or the purple line, right, price tends to continue to the upside. So let's just turn off the one in the yellow and focus the one on the purple. Right, the times that you did break above the purple here, you did see some top side. That was 33%, right? This was tune of another 30. And if it breaks below, then you'll see some downside. 48. But yeah, today I'm looking at for today. I'm looking at GME just to try to base above this or turn this into support before going back up. But a big target that we are looking at is $24. If you can break 24 and hold above it, you should be able to head over to 29 pretty easily. Yeah, let's get you're asking questions, so we're all learning here. Jamie coming back down a little bit. So if it does fall below metric pro, the one in the yellow, then I'd expect some short-term downside. SPY took a dip. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, so as you can see over here, it did, at least on the 90-minute, if it did break below metric pro. So I would expect SPY now to come down, if it continues to trend down, to come and test this range. Let's delete that fib. Yeah, that also comes into our 236 fib right here. So let's look at the 15. So yeah, SPY taking a shit right now. Huge shit. And I would have been bearish right here about an hour ago. So literally see the play before it happens. Right here. This is where I would have fucking been like, I'm out of here. Right? And just look at this. Right? Oh, that's not good. J Pow. J Pow hates you. But yeah, look at this, guys. Like, right? At times you've broken above metric pro here. You've seen some nice top sides. Right? And similarly, like when you break below, you see some downsides. Wow. SPY is taking a big doo-doo. And GME. GME heading down. Oh my goodness. Everyone panic. Everyone panic. Like, look at it. Guys, didn't we just talk about this though? We said we would like GME to break above, right? I mean, if it does break above, right, come back down and just hold the golden pocket as support, right? Because look, it was resistance right here, right here, right here, right here, almost right here. It did break above, went up, tried to test the 786 fib, and when it did come down, you want it to hold this range as support. So you want to turn resistance into support here. So this is what it's doing. Nothing to panic. Nothing to panic about. Chill out. But if it does continue to fall lower, I would expect GME to come down to 22.56. So if you just disregard the fibs here and you come down, this is where it would take us, 22.56. So I'm just going to leave that on the chart there. And we're just going to see what happens to GME. Wow, and SPY. SPY just taking a big shit itself. Jerome Powell, pump it up. You're doing the wrong thing. Wow, J Powell. SPY continuing to fall lower. So when SPY falls below Metric Pro Plus and Metric Pro, I'd expect it to trend lower, and that's what it's doing right now. So you are looking at the 236 for support right here. Okay, so just came in 3 minutes ago. Someone sold these. About 64K in premium, the 30 call. That expires 2 weeks from now. So yeah, they got rid of this. Panic sold. Yeah. Yeah, the GME right now, this is what I'm looking at. So 20 sits at 2283 right now. So you want it to hold this range. All right, so GME bearish on the 5. So it just flipped red right there. So let's see if GME can hold this range right here. Let's see. And SPY continuing to take a shit. That's crazy. So on the 1 hour, SPY did flip bearish. Yeah, so as you can see here, I would expect if it continues to go down, I would expect the a test somewhere around here at 566.65. So that's another $2 drop. So GME within this range now that we've been saying that it should try to hold. Wow. It's working perfectly. So try to hold this range and expect it to trend higher. I would say the next range of action that would be trying to test is around 24 bucks. So if you can hold this range right here, I would expect another move up to try to test this fib, and then the larger fib at 24, 236. So nothing to panic about. Is it still in a bullish pattern? Assume if it breaks that golden pocket, that's when we should panic. No. If you scroll to the daily, and okay, look, let's just let's forget about this stuff first, okay? Forget about this. And forget about this. Actually, let's just hide this. Okay, you get your support fibs, okay, by taking your trend from, or you're taking your candle from your low to your high, okay? You generate these fibs, right? So you look at the golden pocket and you see how many times GME has come down and test this range. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If you do break this range here, okay, so 1916 and below, you're probably going to go down to 1750 and probably around 1485, 15 bucks. Is it likely at this point? No, it's not likely. Now let's load up the indicators, right? So Metric Pro does come down at around 2154, right? So if GME does fall below that, you should think, okay, I'm going to look at these fibs, right? Because 1, look at that bounce. 2, 3, right? And 4, right? It's got 4 nice bounces. This is a really strong support area. So nothing to panic about. Just chill out. But yeah, let's load up these fibs again. Actually, no, I hit it. Let's reopen it. And what's the other one? Nope, that's the wrong one. OMG. Okay, Spy. Spy is trying to recover here. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Usually with sharp moves down like this, you can see if it's recovering quickly or not. Yeah, so it's slowly recovering. On the 1 minute, you have recovered on the 1 minute. GME, pushing above now, pushing above. So this is what you wanted to see. You wanted to see it hold this range. And that's what it's exactly doing. So if you go back to my previous streams, and you'll see me talk about GME trying to break above this. And I said when it goes up here, right, it'll want to come back down and just try to hold this. And that's exactly what it's doing. Wow, 152k premium. So someone just said, fuck it, I'm out of here. Wow. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I mean, this was like 5 minutes ago. That's interesting. So when was this? 30 days. Can't say for sure. Gotta keep an eye on the January calls. Those are the bigger boys. Yeah, I know. But looking at just the short term, right? I just wonder like if they took advantage of IV going up on this or not. I think the IV at least went up by 10. So they could have made some bank here. But still, those 20. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's load it up. Let's go see what this what this looks like. Let's load up the whale watch, boys. Oh shit! Let's go, baby. Wow. The 25s and the 20s. Let's fucking go. Let's load it. Let's go. I have extreme confidence that this is DFV. Like, if you just go back and you look at what, like, the picture that I posted, like, it's just eerily similar. And that's the meme where I said corporate. Yeah, what are my thoughts on IEP? All right, let's go take a look at it. Let's go load it up. Let's go look it up. IEP. All right. So on the 90 minutes, you can see exactly where you should be bearish or bullish, right? So you would be bearish here, bullish here, and then bearish here again. And for sure bearish here, and like probably exit your position. But looking at that, that was, if you were to go up here, right, that would have been a larger downside move for you. But over here, that was still a big one, 42. Yikes. Where I would be bullish is right here and right here, right? And if you take a look at this, this has led to some significant gains for some people. This was 33% roughly. And so now we're up and above metric pro again. So if you look at the time frame values, these are where your major metric pro values lie. So 14, 21, and 45. So let's just go to the daily. So as you can see, we are above metric pro, which is bullish. So you should expect price to trend higher, right? So over here, just without using Fibonacci's or whatever, you're just looking at this chart, just using the indicators. You're like, okay, since we're above this yellow line, we should expect price to come up and above, or come up and test 1448. Over time, this value does go down, right? And when price breaks above this value, you should expect IEP to go further up, right? And so IEP does have a big gap, or at least a sizable one. Oh my god, I'm trolling here. Right here. Okay, so there is a gap that needs to be filled right here, right? And then another one up here, another one up here, and obviously this big one here. So this could be bullish for some people. Right now, I'm looking at it for IEP to at least come and test this line here, 1448. And if you do break above this line, I would expect a gap fill here at like 16 or something. And then if you go to the weekly, so the weekly is making some moves, right? So yeah, we can just take our fibs. Let's do that. It's not going to be super accurate, but okay, what's the low here on this candle? 972. Okay, 972. Alright, so I'm going to try to get close to it. I'm off by a penny, but that's okay. So we're looking here, and you're looking at your fibs. So if you do get above metric pro here on the weekly, right? I mean, I definitely tested 18 for sure. Then resistance as this comes down. But these are the values right now that we're looking at. But on the daily time frame, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at IEP to break or touch 1448. And if you do break above, fill this gap. Yo, Matthew, what's up, brother? On a conference call, but can't. Yep. Go GME. Let's go. Let's go. So GME now. GME coming above and bouncing off this golden pocket. So this area that has been resistance for a while is now acting as support. And that's what you want to see. So this was resistance here. right? Just look at the times, right? And now it's holding it as support. I'll just do this in square. So you want to see GME continue to, or see the golden pocket act as support for GME and for GME to continue to the upside. And if GME towards the end of the day does make its way to the upside, I would expect at least a test of 2366, right? Or 24. In premiums, the bulls are still well in control. This looks good. GME now at 23. Trying to break above metric pro here now on the 15-minute. So if you do break above, look at the times that we've broken above. Look at this. It's a 5% move. Over here was a 3, almost 4% move. This one here. It's 1.5. Right? You got some small moves here. And this was almost 5%. And this over here was 15.5. So if you're looking here, we're doing the same thing. We are breaking above. So something is happening. Hello, just join. Why are calls going up so much today? You know, that's a good question. Like, if you look at what's been happening, so on Friday, right, someone started loading up on 1/17/2025 25Cs. Okay, so this contract right here, if it loads, there we go. So this contract right here, someone started loading up on this, and people were like, oh shit, something's happening, and that's why people are loading up on the different contracts. But let's just look at this for a second. Like, hello, what is happening here? Right? So the way you read this, okay, these white dotted lines represent a neutral position. Okay, so if you're below it or above it, it's either bearish or bullish, right? So if you look at this, see this purple line, it went down. So that was, these 35s are bearish, right? Went up and then went back down, that's bearish. So someone exited. You can say, okay, because this went up above the white line, someone took a position, and then someone exited because it fell below the white line. But let's just look over here and just look at these premiums. In these 25s and 20Cs just go up to the moon. Like that's crazy. Right? And I posted this meme the other day. So if you go here, this one right here, corporate needs to find difference between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture, right? Because in May 2024, we started seeing something very, very similar. And now we are saying pretty much the exact same thing. We are seeing pretty much the exact same thing. And it's not just, this is a whale watch feed, right? There's not just some random individual investor. There's someone big, right? And who else can do something like this other than DFE? So IV's going up as well. So here, maybe let me just load that up for you guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, so 30-day IV is at 77.4. So it's up by 1.2. So IV is still technically relatively on the low side, right? Because if you just imagine what happened in May, where IV shot up to 130, 200, and I think even possibly even 300, like this is like on the low side. Like, yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, drop a like, so I know you guys are liking it. And the puts just got sold. All right, so 23.5 puts expiring in 4 days. Someone got rid of them. Total premium of 21K. Wow. Wow. So on the 90 minutes, nothing to be bearish about yet. Like, unless Metric Pro, okay, this the line in the yellow, unless this goes above over here and price drops below, then I'd be like, okay, we're going to expect some downside for the next couple days maybe. But right now, it's still above it and we're still continuing to trend up. Yeah, if you guys are interested in using this indicator, just head on over here and get you signed up, get you started right now, right here. But this gain, well, let's say you poured yourself, like, you know, poured yourself into calls and shit. What, at almost 20%, Jesus. If the IV spikes, if you bought options at lower IV, does that usually affect your price upwards? Yeah. No, so guys, IV is implied volatility, and that's just more, just like that's just related to options, and the VIX is just tracking puts on SPY. That's basically what it is. So this is the VIX. There's no liquidity in VIX, so the my indicators can't track it. But yeah. This is on the 1 minute. So the dark pool, nothing. Okay, that's a 27,000 block trade that just came in. What the fuck is that? That's like the highest on the day. I mean, usually these things kind of lead to nothing, but this does kind of tell a story for somebody. Okay, maybe let's just take a screenshot of that and just take note. 27,000 block order in the dark pool. Woohoo! I don't know why we're celebrating it. Okay. So that was pretty much it on the flow alerts. Okay, interesting. So we did get back up above DFE's cost basis today. and his cost basis lies at 23.41. But man, does this look good? What do I make of the 5K blocks? I mean, let's just look at the chart. And we're seeing a lot of that like over here. So pretty much nothing. It's pretty much led to nothing. I don't really hold weight into that kind of stuff. I think the one thing that was interesting, I mean, the one thing that was interesting was this, right? 4.6 million. Are you kidding me? And then it was followed, or no, yeah, then it was followed by an 800,000 one. I was like, gosh. When you start seeing things like this, you're like, wow, it really makes you think, right? But small ones, like just 5K, like I don't really like hold weight to that stuff. Like you'll see it here today too. Like you'll see a couple fives at 10 o'clock Pacific time, right? And if you go here, 10 o'clock Pacific time. So 10 o'clock Pacific time, just draw your thing. And it's just really it doesn't do anything. Yeah, what a SPY recovery. Let's take a look. Oh. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, let's just look at the smaller time frame, because when you look at the smaller time frame, that's when you'll see it recover. Especially on the 1 minute. Yeah. We were talking about it over here, right? But it looked like it did get above Metric Pro. And when it did, it tested Metric Pro Plus. And now since it's above it, we would expect it to trend higher. GME on a 10 minute trying to break above Metric Pro here. That looks nice. So again, folks, if it does towards the end of the day break above this, and it looks like we are doing it now, a push to 23.66 might be likely. And if there's a bigger pump, then I would expect some resistance at 24. So we are slowly trying. Okay, what does it tell us on the 1 minute though? 5 minutes is bull. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I break above. Where's my drawing tool? Break above the Metric Pro here at 23.12. Should send it a little bit higher. Then the 1 minute trying to break above. So folks, it did hold this range here. So that's really good to see. It's now turning this point here into support. That's really good. Yeah, so today will just be a little bit of a shorter stream. I don't think I'll make it for power hour because I have to go somewhere else. But yeah, it's looking pretty bull. Again, if I see a push above metric pro here, I would expect a test to 2366 or a push to 24. But so far, just trying to hold this range right here is what it needs to do. So 2284, 2266, just this purple box range. It just needs to hold this, turn it into support, and hopefully push above. Yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream, Rupert. Appreciate it. Hopefully you learned something today. Yeah, nothing in the flow alerts so far. Nothing sizable in the dark pool either. That was the biggest one, 27. Okay, thanks, Kelly. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Matthew, as well. And SPY coming back down to test metric pro plus. And boom, there it is. Oh no, SPY. But yeah. So far that's what I'm just thinking for GME. Just try to hold this purple box. Just this range. Just has to hold this as support. But on the larger time frame, right? GME is really bullish, guys. Like, let's just take a look at this really quickly, and then I'm gonna have to hop off. But right on the 4 hour, the RSI is trending up, right? And if it does hit the bull zone at the green dotted lines at the top here, GME might do something stupid, right? But on the MACD, you've got your confirmation that an uptrend is here, and you're still above metric pro and metric pro plus, so nothing to be extremely bearish about yet. So for instance, when you did break below here, that was already a bearish signal. You'd be like, oh shit, come down, test metric pro plus, and then it broke below even lower, and that's where we saw price decline significantly. But on the daily, you are, just look at this for a second, right? You're crossing above the center line. Okay, that's the most bullish thing that you can see on the MACD chart. And that's something that we did right over here in early May, just slightly before DFE came back. And the RSI is trending to the bull zone. This is all in the daily time frame. So if something does come up, we'll just probably have to screenshot something on my on the phone and just put it on Twitter. But right now, the flow alerts, yeah, nothing's come in so far. Someone did sell these. That was sizable, 21K. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back on tomorrow for sure. But yeah, we're just gonna end it here, and have a great rest of your Monday.